Yes, I haven't uploaded on the channel in like 4 months. I was still coping with Arsenal not winning the title, and I just didn't want to talk about it. So, yeah, but we're in good times again. It's the summer. Here we go. I'm going to start uploading here on the second channel about Arsenal a lot because we are in the summer, and apparently Arsenal have decided to be the club that are going to take the transfer market by storm in terms of buying. In terms of selling, I'd actually give that to Chelsea. Whether some of it's a little bit dodgy, but hey, they're actually selling some players within the Premier League, and they're making a lot of money. And that is what we're talking about today, because Arsenal have signed or are in agreement. I don't want to say signed yet because it's not official, but David Ornstein was the first to break it. Fabrizio Romano backs it up. They have reached an agreement with Chelsea. The medical will be booked, and everything will be ready to go. Probably when Havertz gets back from holiday. So don't expect the signing really to be this month in June, but to be in July for like official announcement. But agreement has been reached for £65 million. Fabrizio Romano said that it's a guaranteed fee of £60 million with $5 million in add-ons. Now, this has been, in my opinion, the most fascinating transfer of the window because it was out of nowhere. Like, really, really out of left field. If you were to come to me, or if I were to come to you a month ago, literally just 1 month ago, and say that Kai Havertz would be signing for Arsenal, we would both be like, yeah, probably a little bit crazy, because there was no links, there was no rumors, and there was not really any substance onto doing that. There was not really any reason, because obviously Chelsea have been struggling and they weren't really doing well, and Havertz was starting all the games and not scoring and not playing well, and so it was a little bit, you weren't expecting it. But today we're going to kind of break down why I think it actually is a fantastic signing for Arsenal. You have to think glass half full. I'm not going to lie. There's been a lot of skepticism on it. There's been a lot of doubt on it. But and this is one thing I want to make very clear. This is just my opinion. Arsenal fans, you need to change your thinking, your mindset, me included. I suffered from this during the title race. I feared Manchester City, doubted a little bit. Can't do that anymore. You question things in the market. You question your club. You can't do that anymore. You have to trust Arteta. You have to trust the club. And you have to kind of walk around, Arsenal fans, with a bravado, with an arrogance. Because the club is going to walk around with an arrogance. And that is something that's important to be successful. Arteta, Edu, Arsenal now will be active in the transfer market with arrogance. And that's kind of what I think fans need to do as well. This isn't Arsene Wenger's Arsenal moving into the new stadium, strapped on money. This isn't the Unai Emery era. This isn't, Sven Mislintat. This is a different Arsenal. The owners are even in a different state as well. 100% owned by Kroenke Sports and Entertainment. It's not just Stan involved anymore. It's now Josh who takes up the majority of it. Josh Kroenke has a track history of having success since he's been in charge. Just look at the Nuggets. Look at most of the American franchises that's been over there. The method, the pathway is the same. Invest, invest, invest. Young players, young coach. Trust them and see how it goes. That's what's going on here. So that's the biggest thing about this Kai Havertz signing. Doesn't really make sense when you look at it on the pitch because he hasn't been performing, right? But trust Arteta. The owners trust Arteta. The sporting director trusts Arteta. Trust Mikel Arteta to get what he can out of Kai Havertz. And the fact of the matter is, you're going up against Manchester City. You need a big squad. The owners are willing to give that. I wanted to go on Twitter to see some of the reaction. We could talk about this a little bit more. Obviously, you got Fabrizio Romano with the details there. Long-term agreed. Medical test to be, scheduled and all that. Fabrizio says he'll be signed this week. I don't know if Havertz is on holiday or what the situation is with that. But, yeah, another 24-year-old as well. We'll talk about Declan Rice in another video. We'll talk about Jurrien Timber in another video, like I said. But for today, I just want to focus on Kai Havertz. And you can see all basically Fabrizio and all them talking about it, past stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. The important thing about this signing really is do you believe, and you can see even in this one, this is a Leverkusen comp. This is a Leverkusen compilation, not a not a Chelsea compilation. Do you believe that Mikel Arteta can get the talent out of Kai Havertz? That is what this signing is about. When I think about also making this signing, I think about, again, Arsenal's competitors and what you have to do. Simple as, is Kai Havertz better than Eddie Nketiah? Just think about Kai Havertz right now, underperforming at Chelsea. Is he better than Eddie Nketiah? I would say yes. Okay, well, Eddie Nketiah is usually one of the first players off the bench when Arsenal need a goal. Again, you're just strengthening your squad. Even if this signing goes absolutely wrong and the talent can't be shown and Havertz doesn't reboot his career, it's still better than a half-fit Smith Rowe. It's still better than a Fabio Vieira that hasn't adapted yet in the Prem. It's still better than having 3 youngsters from the academy on the bench when 4 of your players get hurt at the end of the season. You have to build out the squad. This isn't a signing that is fit and plug in. You know where he's going to be in the starting 11. But this is a signing that can replace someone in the starting 11, can replace multiple people in the starting 11. You have Champions League football again, and it is very clear that this is the first signing of January, even before the main priority target. But that's also because that one has hit some rough spots with West Ham. But Arteta's very clear. He wants Kai Havertz. You guys gotta trust him. We have to trust him. Where will he play? We don't know. Honestly, we do not know. You see everyone talking about left 8, right wing, left wing, false 9. We don't know. We don't know where he's going to play. I think where he plays in the system is going to change a lot. Listen, Gabriel Martinelli's not always on the left, especially at certain parts of the season with Jesus. You saw Martinelli play center forward a lot. Interchangeable. Jesus goes out to the wing, Martinelli comes to the center. Bukayo Saka in the last 2 games of the season, Bukayo Saka would come into the center, Jesus would drift out to the right. You know, there's a lot of different moving parts in the system, and the system doesn't change. The system stays the same. Little tweaks here and there. Kai Havertz will be implemented into this system, just like Leandro Trossard, just like Martinelli, just like Jesus, just like Smith Rowe if Arteta can get him fit, just like Martin Odegaard, and just like Bukayo Saka. Out of all those players, really the one player that doesn't interchange, you could argue, is Martin Odegaard. Odegaard is kind of the fundamental piece in the front 5 that everything revolves around. He stays in that right half space always. You don't really see him migrating to the left or going out to the right wing. He usually stays in that half space. Havertz is going to fit in with Jesus, with Martinelli, with Trossard. Don't forget about Leandro Trossard. This brother had like almost double-digit assists, and he joined in January. It's ridiculous. The point of this signing is to build out the squad. If Martinelli goes down, which he did at the end of the season, if that didn't happen at the end of the season, it happened with 15 games to go, we'd be kind of screwed. What if Jesus goes out for another 3 months? What if, I don't want to jinx it, but what if Bukayo Saka can't stay healthy again for another? He's been healthy, but Saka's been healthy for the majority of his Arsenal career. What if something bad happens this season? You have to continue building out your squad. You have to. That's why I do believe this is a good signing. It's an opportunistic signing. It doesn't make it's not a resound, clear-cut, oh yeah, that works. But there is high potential to this. There's very high potential. I'm very, very excited for it. Out of all the signings, I wouldn't, if one in particular happens, that will be the one I'm most excited for. But other than that one, which obviously you guys know what that is, that's obviously the priority target. This is the most fascinating one to me. I'm very intrigued to see how it works. Yeah, let's see how it goes. And again, off the ball, is actually very important as well. So Kai Havertz for Chelsea in the 2022-23 Premier League. Forget about most goals. Forget about most shots on target. I kind of don't really care about that kind of stuff. Like all this stuff, Chelsea were not performing, right? They were not performing. The whole team was not performing. I don't want to. Do I believe Enzo Fernandez is not a good player? Because when he came into Chelsea, it didn't matter. They just kept losing. No, I believe Enzo Fernandez is a fantastic player. I think he's a fantastic midfielder. The whole Chelsea system was not working. This is what I want to talk about. Most aerial duels won. Most possession won in the final third. Most duels won. What does Arteta love? What does Arteta love? You have to win the duel. You got to win the duels. The duels, baby. You got to win the duels. Most flick-ons, most layoffs, link-up play, the link-up play with the rest of his teammates. But most duels won, most possession won in the final third, most aerial duels won. This is a player that when we think about Kai Havertz, we're thinking about, you know, his technical quality, clear talent, you know, wonderful passing, but then missed chances, a lot of missed chances, underperforms the XG a lot, and basically fluffs his lines a good amount. But what people don't talk about is all that off-the-ball stuff. And in a team like Arsenal, with a manager like Arteta, that matters just as much as what you do in possession. He will fit the team like a seamless glove, literally just with what he does off the ball. I don't want to talk about the left 8 position. Oh, Havertz can play in midfield left 8 like Xhaka. I don't really see that. No, he's more of a second striker player. More of a Martin Odegaard, right? Like, not someone who's reliant on in the defensive side. He's not going to take up the positions Granit Xhaka did. It's more about the system and what you can surround Kai Havertz with. I think we'll get a clearer picture in preseason, but also a clearer picture after Arsenal have made their signings. If Declan Rice signs, if another midfielder signs, what is behind Havertz? I don't think you're going to see Havertz placed next to Declan Rice. Oh, and do all this defensive work. That most likely is not going to be the case. But it will be partnerships. Arteta talks about this on the pitch all the time. How does certain partnerships on the pitch? White, Odegaard, Saka. Jesus, Martinelli. Martinelli, Zinchenko, and Xhaka. And obviously Gabriel and Saliba at the back. These partnerships have to work. So wherever Havertz does play, what is his partnership? What is his link? That's going to be something that's very, very important to see. Overall, let me know what you think in the comments down below, guys. I think this is going to be, no matter what, a really good signing. We didn't touch on the price. In my opinion, guys, don't worry about the price. Arsenal have money. It's that clear. This is something that, again, I want to point out. You guys have to get used to. This is not the Arsenal of the past. They're going to spend. The Cronkies are going to spend. They are going to invest. You just got to get used to it. And for a player of Kai Havertz's talent at a team like Chelsea in the Prem, this is not going to be a £30 million signing coming from Germany. This is in the Prem from your rivals. It's going to cost a little bit more, and he just has a lot of natural talent that is untapped. It has not been able to show at Chelsea. You're paying to see if you can get that done. I like the deal, and Arsenal still have a lot more work to do. And preseason is going to be very important for Kai Havertz to hit the ground running and see if he can launch himself into the starting 11 from the get-go. There's going to be a lot of competition there. Trossard's going to want to start. He's not going to want to be on the bench. Martinelli's is going to want to keep his place. Jesus wants to keep his striker place. Bukayo Saka, I'm pretty sure, is going to be playing. But, you know, there's going to be a lot of competition. And that's what we need. We need competition. You can't have people get comfortable. So that's the signing of Kai Havertz. I'm very excited for it. I'll be making more videos on this channel about Arsenal, what their plan is, the signings that they make, and how it's going to look for the preseason in July. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.